Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with another episode of Free Pattern Friday. Yay! Free Pattern Friday. I love Free Pattern Fridays. We have so much fun finding blocks that you guys are looking for, and today we have a really good one. Not only is it a fun block to do, it's also helping us use up our large scale prints in our fabric crumbs that we don't know what to do with, because I get a lot of emails going, I don't know how to use this large scale print. So here we go, we've got another good one, and it's a good scrap buster too. But first, before we start any of this, let's talk about our shout out. Our shout out is Dawn at My Quilting Projects. Go tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. Her YouTube channel is going to be in our show notes, so please, you got to get into those show notes. Also, we have Zoom sew dates in there, so mark those, get in there and get those marked on your calendar so you can come join us on Zoom. We have so much fun on those sew dates. Also, share, like, and subscribe, do the thumbs up, hit that bell, and make comments. Those all help drive our analytics and push our videos forward so we can continue giving you free, fun patterns, right? So this is always a really good thing to help support us. And we also have a Facebook group, and we have a virtual sewing room under Discord for the Facebook group members. So you have to become a Facebook group member, and then you ask for an invitation to the Discord. And we have so much fun in those sewing rooms, and it's like basically open 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's so much fun. I speak for free to quilting groups and quilting guilds, so if you want to get a hold of me, check my About tab that has my email address, or you can message me through Facebook. Also, if you guys have shout outs, if you find a channel that I should know about and, you know, that I should be talking about and giving a shout out, I need you to send me the link for that channel, either under the Facebook group, or you can send it to me on email, because this is important too. Like, that way I have several eyes looking for shout outs, not just one, or one set of eyes. Also, Spring Fling with Strings, we're filming this March 10th, so that's coming out April 30th. That one is so much fun. Then right after Spring Fling with Strings, we're going to do Quilt Bingo, which is a skill builder sew along. But yeah, we're having lots and lots of fun with those string flings. My colors, I decided, okay, I'm going to use low volumes, and I'm going to piece together my crumbs to create more low volume strings. And then I decided to go brown, blue, and gold. The gold, I have about 1.5 yards of gold, and it works out really well. And I'm still sewing away because it was pretty labor intensive, but you pick whatever colors you have the most of. So if you're dealing with lots and lots of red, pick red, you know, instead of brown or blue. You know, if you have a yardage that you're kind of like, this would be great to unify a quilt, and it's 1.5 yards, well, pick that too, right? So it's all sorts of fun. Now, the quilt behind me, you guys always ask about the quilt behind me. It's do a search on the nosegay sew along, and this pattern will come up in 4 different sizes, and it's really fast and cute, and it was fun to do. So I think we're done. Yeah, come on in. We'll get to our sewing. Okay, we're at the sewing machine, and in order to do this signature block, we're going to show you that 1-inch trick. Now, all you need on a signature block is a space to write your name and the year and to who it's for, right? That's basically what you need on a signature block. So I have a 1-inch piece that goes way past on both sides, which is fine. But I'm going to take this piece for a sec, and I'm going to take a ruler, and where is my cutting mat? My purple cutting mat. And we are just going to go across this block from point to point, right? And the cutting instructions are all in and we want to make sure that this lines up on the 45-degree lines. You know, like on your ruler, you'll have a 45-degree line, and that's where we're going to cut. Now, before I move this and start playing around with it and everything else, you need to know the 1 inch is going to go in the middle. So what you want to do is you want to take this, line this up so it exactly meets in the middle, and then you want to press. You finger press, or, you know, push this in, that's the crease in the middle the best you can. Then you're going to match up your points, and you're going to do the same here with the big triangles, because you're going to spend your time matching that crease so that when you sew the three parts together, they'll form a square. So now that I've done that, let me get this out of the way. Hang on. Okay, so here it is. Let's put it all back. Now I'm going to line up this crease to the center of this. Okay, and do I need to pin it? Probably not, but I probably should. Yeah, I probably should. I should pin it. Just because it's longer than, the seam I'm going to be making is just a hair longer than 12 inches. I think I had to get like something like 13 or whatever. I cut a piece that was long enough and longer than I needed. So that, oh, that was okay. But that scared me. Why did it scare me? Okay. So now, remember, you're dealing with a bias on the bottom. Your bias is on the bottom. Okay, oops. And there we go. And there's one side. Now, in a 1/4 inch, and of course I ran out of bobbin. Oh, God. This is real life sewing, guys. This happens all the time. You have to know how to deal with it. Well, let me just get this all out of here. Okay, let me put another thing in the bobbin. Yeah, just put another thread in the bobbin and give the bobbin area a good brushing out, right? And I just use a old makeup brush that has never been used for makeup. So here we go. Put that back in. Bring up my bottom thread. There we go. And we're ready to sew again. You have to know how to do this if you're a beginner, because now we're past the middle, so I don't even have to repin. So 1, 2 back. There we go. Couple of back. There. Nice, neat, right off the edge. Okay. Okay. So now you're going to push this towards the center, towards the white. Mine is polka dots, but that's okay. It's polka dotted, but that's fine. Now I haven't lost my part that I smushed, right? So now I'm going to line up the other side, making those divots match. And I'm just going to put a pin in both of them, through both, because it's kind of important that I get them. See, if you do that, you're going to end up with a square, right? If you don't, you end up with some kind of rectangle that's kind of weird looking and doesn't work. But you don't want that. You want a square to go back in. And if your 1/4 inch is right on the money, this is also a really good test with 1/4 inch. There is a wild seam. Oh, there it is. Thread hanging out. Now, there we go. And just pull it last minute before you hit it. Pull your pin before you hit it. Don't sew over your pins. Now, if your 1/4 inch is right perfect, right, which we're hoping it is. Oops, there we go, which we're hoping it is. You should end up with a perfect, I believe, 8.5 inch square. Okay, and you're going to take the other side, this side, and you're going to press that towards the white as well. Okay, just like so. Now, sometimes you might have to press this a bit. Now, my 1/4 inch is a little on the skinny side, but that's okay. Something like that you can ease in, because it's less than 1/8 of an inch. But this is where you have that perfect, where they line up perfectly again. That's what you need to have happen here. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to cut this off this way and this way. There. On this to make it square. Now, I'm pretty confident that this is square, so but you could measure it and make sure, trim off any little bits that are not perfect, right? And you put it back in your block, and now we're just going to put this together like a 9-patch, right? An uneven 9-patch. So that's how simple it is. But it's a really good test of your 1/4 inch, right? Your 1/4 inch foot and the sewing that you're doing, right? Okay. I use this trick a lot. I just find it works so well. Oops, get this under. And get that under, just perfect. There we go. And what I've got left over is, yeah, it's pretty tiny little thing. There. I love webbing blocks together, even when you're putting in a quilt, because this way you know exactly if you've done something wrong very quickly, and you don't have to undo that many seams, right? Because I lay it out, oh yeah, it's right, and I just keep sewing, right? So let's get this under here. Oops. Come on, line up, lay flat and line up. I don't want to. Oops, there we go. Yeah, it's the right way. Now, I found this Oriental Swan fabric, and I thought, ooh, isn't that pretty? I went digging, and this is what I found. It's amazing what you find in your stash, right? Amazing what I find in my stash. Some of it I go, where did I get this? You know, that kind of thing happens all the time. And I don't think it's got to do with memory loss. There we go. Okay. Now, it's all sewn together, right? We're going to move the design board. And we're going to press this. What we should do is, okay, we're going to press to the dark. So this, all the outside bits get pressed to the orange, right? That's the way it's going to lie flat, and you're not going to have a show through. This, you're going to press to the blue. I don't know what I did to my finger, but wow, it hurts. There, now, see, just like that. So now you have good nesting too, right? It'll nest because one seam is going this way and the top seam is going that way. So now you have nice nesting, so you're going to have little sharp points on your squares where your squares meet up. That's always good. That's always a good thing. It makes your work look neater too. Okay, once we're past that, cut that off. Get this cut off. Okay. Okay. There we go. Right to the end. Nice. I like that when it comes together. A plan comes together so quick, right? So we're going to try and push this way. Ugh, here, we'll do this. And try and push it this way. There. Okay, now we do the same thing on the other side. Line it up. Okay. And get your nesting points ready. There. Now I clip that thread, that webbing thread, just so I can see better to line it up, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to press that in like so. Just very quick with my finger, and I'll give it a good press in a bit. So let's see what we got in the back. So this, you know, you shouldn't be able to see any white, right? But I'm a little skinny on my 1/4 inch, but that's okay. I was able to ease it in with the low volume here and my orange corners, so this works pretty good. Now, as far as the ink you would use, you would pick some indelible ink or permanent marker, and you would just, you know, write your name. Like this marker is way too big for the task, but you would write your name, the year, and then who it was for, or from, you know, to Bob from Brenda, you know, and then, you know, the year 2025. This one is way too thick, right? This is too thick a marker to mark on that, but I mean, you take it and then you set it with an iron. You set what you're doing with an iron, right? And it shouldn't bleed too badly. And it's important to date your quilts too, because if they become a family heirloom, well, then you know, like, you know how old it is and who made it. So let's get to our ta-da moment. Okay, so here's our cute little signature block. We taught you 2 things about your 1/4 inch seam when you're putting in your signature 1-inch strip. And we also gave you some other idea now for your large scale focal fabrics or your large scale prints. This one came together really quick and it was lots of fun, very easy to do. And I do hope you give this one a try. This one was, it was kind of easy to come up with, and I thought, oh yeah, this would be perfect. I can teach a couple of things at one time. So anyways, I hope life is treating you gently and everything is going great for you, and your 1/4 inch seam is absolutely perfect. Okay, take care and stay well until we meet each other again. Okay, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.